From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm David Byrd reporting. Texas Senator Ted Cruz has won the Kansas caucus as candidates fight for votes in 5 states. Cruz has been projected as the winner in Kansas. Speaking in Idaho, Cruz said that he is also leading early in the vote count in Maine.
Now, it's a little bit early. We don't know final election results yet. The votes are still being counted. But as of today, the networks have called the state of Kansas for us. And right now, as they're counting the votes, we have roughly 50% of the votes in the state of Kansas.
In Florida, which holds its primary March 15th and has 99 delegates at stake, Senator Marco Rubio said that frontrunner Donald Trump's rhetoric does not reflect the conservatism of the Republican Party.
Because if we don't re-embrace the principles that made our nation great, we are going to be the first generation that leaves our children worse off than ourselves. We're going to have to explain to our kids, why did we get to grow up in the greatest country in the world, and what they got was something less.
3 other states, Kentucky, Louisiana, and Maine, and 1 U.S. territory, Puerto Rico, hold Republican primaries and caucuses Saturday and Sunday. Democratic voters will make their choices known in 3 states, Kansas, Louisiana, and Nebraska. Obama administration envoy Brett McGurk says that the coalition fighting the Islamic State is ready to throw the militant group out of the Iraqi city of Mosul. McGurk said the elements are being put in place to drive ISIL from that city, which it captured in June of 2014. This is VOA News. Turkish police have fired tear gas and rubber bullets at hundreds of protesters trying to resist the takeover of the country's biggest newspaper. The Zaman paper was seized by authorities in a crackdown on opposition media linked to a religious group whose leader lives in exile in the United States. Police confronted around 500 protesters Saturday outside Zaman's offices in Istanbul. The crackdown, which also affected the English-language newspaper Today's Zaman, was the latest in a series of actions against Muslim cleric Fethullah Gulen, who is now a U.S. resident and whom Ankara accuses of treason. Leaders from Iran and Turkey are calling for cooperation in putting an end to conflicts and sectarian violence in their region. Speaking at a joint news conference Saturday in Tehran, Turkish Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu said Iran and Turkey can collaborate to end conflicts and what he called bloody fratricides. Iranian Vice President Eshag Jahangiri said that Iran and Turkey have disagreed over handling the crisis, but both sides are determined to move towards stability. Turkey is a main backer of rebels fighting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Iran, along with Russia, supports the Assad government. President Obama says he will urge leaders from Silicon Valley and other tech hubs to help tackle some of the problems facing the country when he travels to the South by Southwest conference next week. Mr. Obama said that greater use of technical innovation in government has made it easier for students to apply for financial aid, veterans to get their benefits, and immigrants to track their green card applications. The president did say how well a government serves its people depends on how much talented individuals contribute to the common good.
That's why I'm going to Austin and South by Southwest, to keep asking everyone from all walks of life, working inside or outside of government, to help us make this democracy even stronger.
South by Southwest is an annual conference in Austin, Texas, devoted to film, music, interactive media, and technology. And American tennis writer and sportscaster Bud Collins, who called himself a scribbler and a babbler and was known for his flamboyant wardrobe, has died at age 86. He made one of his final public appearances last September in New York, when the media center at the U.S. Open was dedicated in his honor. Collins died at home in Brookline, Massachusetts, and was credited with paving the way for newspaper reporters to move into broadcasting. He was a familiar face to U.S. television audiences with his Breakfast at Wimbledon coverage. I'm David Byrd in Washington.
That's the latest world news from VOA.